Amidst the vast mysteries of the universe and the twists of fate, there is a divine message waiting for you to uncover, a message that speaks not only of the blessings you have received, but also of the subtle guidance from God that illuminates every step you take. The blessings from God are not simply the good things you encounter. They are the quiet nudges, the whispers that lead you to uncover the true meaning behind each moment of your journey. What if this intricate guidance has been unfolding all along, preparing you to see the deeper purpose behind every challenge and triumph? Could it be that the very path you walk is guided by a divine hand, leading you toward a destiny far greater than you imagined? As the winds of change swirl around you, an uncanny sense of anticipation fills the air. It's as if the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal what has been shrouded in mystery for so long. Today you feel that this is no ordinary day. It is the threshold of something so vast, so powerful, it has the potential to alter the course of your entire life. For years you've sensed that something was missing, an elusive force just beyond your reach, a feeling that you were destined for more than what the world had shown you. Perhaps it was the quiet voice in your heart that whispered of hidden treasures, or the dreams that came to you in the stillness of night, promises of a life far grander than the one you knew. Then one evening, as the world slept, a strange, almost otherworldly message arrived. A letter worn at the edges as though it had traveled through time itself. Inside, the words were clear. A hidden account, tied to your name, has been uncovered. Wealth and blessings you never knew existed, lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. It felt like the universe had just whispered its secrets to you. How could this be? How could something so extraordinary be concealed from you for so long? The letter spoke of those who had chosen to keep you in the dark, for reasons unknown: jealousy, greed, perhaps even fear of your potential. You could feel the weight of their choices in the silence that now settled over your life. The feeling of being forgotten, abandoned, or overlooked all these years had been more than just a passing thought. It had been the chains that bound you to a false reality. But now the truth had begun to unfurl, and with it, a power far greater than you could have ever imagined. As the details of this revelation began to sink in, a thought gnawed at the back of your mind. Why now? Why was this wealth, this divine treasure, surfacing at this precise moment? What cosmic shift had aligned the stars to bring this truth into the light? The answer remained elusive, but there was a knowing deep within your soul that this was no accident. This was part of a larger plan, one that had been set in motion long before you could even comprehend its significance. The discovery of this account was not just a financial windfall, it was a symbol of something much more profound. It was a sign of restoration, of balance being restored to your life. The universe, or perhaps something even more ancient and powerful, was telling you that you had been chosen for something far greater than just material wealth. This was your moment to rise, to step into the fullness of your divine purpose, to take your place in the world with the power and clarity you had always been meant to possess. But just as you begin to understand the enormity of this moment, another layer of mystery unfolds. A figure emerges from the shadows, someone from your past, someone who holds the key to understanding why this wealth was hidden from you in the first place. Their eyes, once familiar, now seem distant, filled with secrets. What are they hiding? What role did they play in this cosmic game of deception and revelation? The answers you seek are just beyond your reach, but the journey to uncover them is about to take a turn into the unknown. With each step forward, you will confront the forces that tried to keep you from your destiny, and along the way, you will discover that the true wealth that awaits you is not in the numbers on a statement, but in the power of your own awakening. As you stand at the edge of this revelation, you can't help but wonder what lies beyond the shadows. What is the next step in this incredible journey, and who will you become once the final piece of this mystery is revealed? As the weight of these words settles in, a deep sense of peace begins to fill your heart. You realize that all the struggles, the heartaches, and the unanswered prayers were not signs of abandonment, but the very tools God used to prepare you for this moment. The years of waiting were not in vain. They were part of a larger divine blueprint. Each moment of hardship, each delay, had been weaving a tapestry of destiny that now finally reveals its true purpose. This blessing is not simply an end, it is a new beginning. The secret wealth uncovered before you is a tangible symbol of God's faithfulness, a reward not just for your perseverance, but for your willingness to trust, even when the path seems unclear. This is the harvest, the fruits of the seeds you have sown through prayer, diligence, and unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Think back on all the moments where it felt like the world was conspiring against you. The doors that slammed shut, the people who doubted you, the promises that seemed so distant, like mirages fading as you approached them. But through it all, God was working. He was protecting, guiding, and aligning things in ways you could never have imagined. It's as if everything in your life was leading up to this one pivotal moment. The wealth, the opportunity, the restoration, it was all waiting for you, as it always had been. Now, as you stand at the threshold of this new chapter, you are called not just to receive, but to act. This blessing is not just for you alone, it is part of a larger purpose that will ripple out into the lives of others. The wealth you've discovered is not just a material possession, it is the key to unlocking not only your own potential, but the potential of those around you. Your journey, once marked by struggle and unanswered questions, is now a testimony of divine timing and grace. The universe has conspired to bring you to this point. It has aligned circumstances, opened doors, and created opportunities that were once impossible. And now you are asked to step boldly into this new reality. No more hesitation, no more doubts. You have been equipped with everything you need to thrive. This is your time, and the only thing left is to fully embrace what God has prepared for you. So, what will you do with this moment? How will you use the blessings you have received? Will you allow fear, doubt, or past wounds to hold you back? Or will you step forward with courage, knowing that the power of the Almighty is with you? As you take this step, remember, your purpose has always been greater than any obstacle. What was hidden in darkness is now shining brightly, ready for you to claim it. In this season of restoration, be mindful of what has been placed before you. Your destiny is unfolding, and the divine wealth you've uncovered is not just a blessing, it's a mandate to rebuild, to restore, and to lead others to the same abundance and peace that God has graciously bestowed upon you. Those who once plotted in envy and greed, thinking they could suppress your blessings, now find their schemes falling apart. How many times have you questioned if justice would ever come? God has answered, just as He promised in Isaiah 54 verse 17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be condemned." Can you feel the truth of this promise stirring within your spirit? It is God's justice at work, bringing to light what was once hidden. Remember the words of Luke 12 verse 2, "There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." Imagine the astonishment of those who thought they could keep your blessing from you, now witnessing God's powerful hand revealing what was kept in the dark. This is divine justice at play, righting the wrongs and restoring balance to what others tried to distort. Are you ready to step into this moment of restoration? Psalm 37:28 reminds us, "For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake His faithful ones." He has not forsaken you. Will you now boldly claim the restoration God has prepared for you? This is your time to rise, to receive the blessings that have always been meant for you. The choice is yours. Will you seize this divine opportunity? Your journey has been far from easy, hasn't it? From the outside, your life might appear as a series of disconnected events, but those who look in cannot comprehend the depth of your struggles. They don't see the weight of the burdens you've carried, nor the silent battles that have shaped you. How many nights have you stayed awake, burdened with questions, wondering if there would ever be an end to the trials? In those moments when hope seemed to flicker like a dying flame, battered by relentless storms, you carried on. Each of those moments is etched deep in your spirit. You have faced seasons of hardship that many would have never survived. You've known loss, betrayal, and uncertainty. Yet, despite everything, you pressed on. Have you ever wondered how you've managed to keep going? The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." Could it be that all along, God's hand has been guiding you through the darkest of times, even when you felt utterly alone? Reflect on the story of Joseph from the book of Genesis. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly, Joseph's journey was filled with betrayal and hardship. Yet he rose to prominence and power because God had a greater purpose for him. Could it be that your trials are preparing you for something far beyond what you can see at this moment? Every tear you shed, every trial you faced has shaped you. Your struggles have not been in vain. They are the very tools God used to refine you for a divine destiny. As you look back on your journey, consider this. What if the challenges you endured weren't just random misfortunes, but were divine stepping stones leading you toward a purpose that surpasses all you've imagined? This long-hidden account, this overdue blessing, is not merely a coincidence. It is a divine acknowledgement of every trial you have endured. The struggles you faced were never random. They served a greater purpose, shaping and refining you. Each hardship was a tool in God's hands, sharpening your resilience and preparing you to receive a blessing of this magnitude. After all, not everyone is equipped to bear the weight of such revelation. Have you ever wondered why it is you who has been chosen for this? Consider this. Only someone truly special, someone set apart by God, could navigate the valleys of darkness and still hold unwavering faith in the promise of light. As Psalm 66 verse 12 declares, "For you, God, tested us. You refined us like silver. You brought us into prison and laid burdens on our backs, but you brought us to a place of abundance." Is it possible that your own journey mirrors this sacred truth, that every burden you carried was preparing you for the abundance now revealed? Think about Job, whose story resonates deeply with the chosen one. He lost everything, his wealth, his health, his family, yet he refused to abandon his faith. God restored him, not just to his former glory, but far beyond, doubling his blessings. Could it be that you, like Job, were being tested not to destroy you, but to prepare you for a transformation beyond anything you could imagine? Ask yourself this: what if every trial, every tear, and every moment of doubt were divinely orchestrated to bring you to this very point? The revelation before you is not just a reward, it is a testament to your faith and strength. Can you feel the shift in your spirit, the sense that everything was leading up to this moment? This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one marked by divine favor and unimaginable blessings. The divine plan required proof that you were truly ready to embrace what has now been unveiled to you. There were moments when self-doubt crept in, when you questioned your worth and wondered if your tireless efforts would ever bear fruit. Yet, look at where you stand today. Every tear, every sleepless night, every act of perseverance has brought you to this moment of revelation, a profound sign that your struggles were never in vain. This hidden account is not just about material wealth. It is tangible evidence of the blessings you have been cultivating all along, even when the harvest seemed invisible. Reflect on Galatians 6:9, which encourages, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Could it be that your unwavering commitment to doing good, even in the face of adversity, has finally opened the door to this abundance? Every seed of faith you planted, every act of kindness you extended, has returned to you in ways far beyond what you imagined. This is not merely a repayment, it is a divine affirmation of your journey. Consider the times when giving up felt like the easier path, the job opportunities that slipped through your fingers, the betrayal of a trusted friend, or the relentless challenges that made you question life's fairness. Yet instead of surrendering, you chose to adapt. Instead of breaking, you allowed yourself to be reshaped by the trials like gold refined in fire. You grew stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the blessings God had in store for you. Think of Joseph, whose path to greatness was fraught with hardship. Betrayed by his brothers and imprisoned unjustly, he could have succumbed to despair. Yet his faith and endurance led to a divine appointment where he saved not only himself, but countless others. Could it be that your own trials were preparing you for a moment like this, a moment when the blessings long hidden would finally be revealed? As you stand on the threshold of this transformation, ask yourself, what if every setback was, in fact, a setup for your breakthrough? This hidden account is just the beginning of a glimpse of the abundant harvest that awaits. It is a reminder that the trials you faced were not meant to destroy you, but to elevate you, bringing you to a place where you can fully embrace the blessings ordained for you. Can you feel the shift in your spirit? The undeniable assurance that this is your time to flourish? This newfound wealth is far more than a mere reward. It is a pivotal turning point in your journey. The challenges that once seemed to anchor you in place were in truth lifting you higher, preparing you for a destiny greater than you could have ever envisioned. Every tear you cried, every moment of silent endurance was noticed and cherished by God. Now here you stand on the brink of a monumental breakthrough, ready to step fully into the abundance that has been prepared for you. Do you believe it was by chance that this hidden account came into your life? No, it is a divine confirmation that your unwavering faith and perseverance have been seen, honored, and rewarded. Think of Romans 8:28, which promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Could it be that every obstacle you faced was orchestrated by God to shape you into someone capable of stewarding such a blessing? This moment is not random. It is the culmination of every sacrifice, every act of faith, and every choice to keep moving forward, even when the road seems impassable. Your struggles were never wasted time. Each trial was a cornerstone building the foundation for the abundance you are now stepping into. Just as David honored his years as a shepherd, years that seemed insignificant compared to the throne, so too should you honor your journey. Those silent battles, the nights spent in prayer and hope, the countless times you choose faith over despair, were all preparing you for this divine moment. Can you see now how each step brought you closer to the blessings God had in store? Declare this truth over your life. I honor my struggles, for they led me to my blessings. This declaration mirrors the wisdom found in James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised. This wealth, this account, is not just about material gain. It is living proof that your journey has always been part of God's plan. As you embrace this new chapter, reflect deeply. How will you use this blessing to honor God and further the purpose He has placed in your life? Let this be a moment of gratitude, not just for what you've received, but for the faith that carried you here. The road behind you was never meant to break you. It was designed to prepare you for the abundance ahead. Behind every hidden truth lies a deliberate shadow, a force working tirelessly to keep you in the dark. This concealed bank account didn't vanish into secrecy by chance. Someone close to you knew about it, someone who had the access and influence to manipulate the circumstances. Yet they chose betrayal over loyalty, greed over honesty, and deception over love. Could it have been someone you considered a confidant, a trusted friend, or even a family member? The betrayal wasn't an accident. It was carefully planned, an act of selfishness that preyed on your trust. Reflect on Psalm 55, verse 12-14, where David laments a betrayal. If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship. Doesn't this resonate with the pain of realizing that someone you trusted so deeply could act against you? Consider those subtle moments in your relationships, the unexplained distance, the unspoken tension, and the instincts you dismissed as overthinking. Could it be that your spirit sensed the betrayal long before the evidence surfaced? The sabotage worked silently, weaving a web of deceit in the shadows, hiding what was rightfully yours. Their actions weren't just a denial of material blessings. They were an attempt to rob you of your peace, your progress, and even your faith. Yet, their schemes were never hidden from God. Proverbs 15 verse 3 reminds us, "The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good." Though they acted in secrecy, God saw every move and has now brought their deeds into the light. Think back to the times when you felt inexplicably held back, as if invisible chains were pulling you down. That wasn't your imagination, it was the weight of their deception. But here's the profound truth. No matter how deeply they buried the evidence or how convincingly they lied, divine justice has always been at work. Their betrayal, though painful, has only paved the way for this moment of revelation. This unveiling is more than just a financial blessing. It is proof that no shadow is too dark for God's light to penetrate. Even in betrayal, you were never truly alone, and justice has always been on your side. The deepest sting of betrayal lies in its unexpected source. It often comes from those you trusted most. These are the people to whom you bare your soul, share your dreams, and offer your unwavering loyalty. Yet sometimes, they become the very ones who work against you, crafting the path to your downfall. Why would they act this way? Perhaps they doubted your worth, or feared the greatness you might achieve if you were truly unshackled from their influence. Their betrayal was not about your shortcomings, but a reflection of their own insecurities. And in darkness, their actions, however, cannot escape divine justice. The Bible teaches in Luke 8:17, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." Their deceit, though cleverly disguised, has now been exposed for what it is. In their efforts to suppress your blessings, they inadvertently prepared the stage for your greatest rise. They underestimated the power of God's hand in your life, forgetting that no scheme can prevail against his plans for you. Think about the story of Haman in the book of Esther. His jealousy and plotting against Mordecai led him to build a gallows intending to destroy him, but in the end, Haman was the one who faced the consequences of his schemes. Doesn't this serve as a reminder that those who act out of jealousy and greed often fall into the traps they set for others? Similarly, the saboteurs in your life thought their betrayal would remain hidden, but justice has emerged, dissolving the power they once wielded over you. The energy we put into the world always finds its way back to us. Galatians 6:7 affirms this truth. Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Those who acted out of greed and jealousy against you will inevitably face the consequences of their actions. Their attempts to hinder your blessings have crumbled, leaving you standing in the light of truth. Now, with their betrayal exposed, their influence over you has vanished, and the scales of karmic balance are tipping in your favor. This moment of revelation is not just a victory, it is a testament to the enduring power of truth and justice. As you move forward, remember that no darkness is strong enough to overcome the light of God's plans for you. Do not let anger or resentment rob you of the blessings that are unfolding in your life. Their betrayal does not define your worth, it reveals their character. You, however, are rising far above the pain and deceit they tried to inflict. What they intended for harm has become undeniable proof of your destiny. Just as Joseph told his brothers in Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." So too have your trials been turned into triumphs. The blessings they sought to withhold from you have now been revealed, and they are yours to claim boldly. The wealth and abundance that once seemed hidden are not merely material. They are a testament to God's justice, a reflection of the favor that has always been upon your life. Those who schemed against you may have succeeded temporarily, but their plans were no match for the divine justice that has now found you. Have you ever wondered how often God shielded you from greater harm, even when the deceit seemed overwhelming? This moment is a reminder the saboteur's failure was inevitable because God's hand has always been over your life. Not everyone in your circle is cheering for your success. As Proverbs 4:23 advises, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. You must protect your dreams, your energy, and your blessings. Be discerning about who you allow into the sacred spaces of your life. Have you ever shared a vision with someone only to feel their hidden envy? Let this experience teach you the power of discretion. Some battles are won simply by keeping silent and trusting that God will expose what needs to be seen. As you step into this season of healing and restoration, remember that the power others tried to strip from you was never truly theirs to take. You have always been chosen, and no scheme of man can override the plans God has set for you. Comment below, "I rise above betrayal," as a declaration of your triumph. This is your moment to grow, to heal, and to walk boldly into the blessings that are rightfully yours. Will you embrace this season of restoration with faith and courage? The choice is yours, and the time is now. You are more than just chosen. You are the embodiment of transformation itself. You are the shift that no one saw coming, the storm that defies every prediction. Like a divine wind sent by God, you are breaking chains that have held others captive for generations, shattering the foundations of systems they believed to be unshakable. As they stand by, bewildered and scrambling to make sense of your rise, You are crafting an entirely new order, one ordained by God and unbound by earthly limitations. Do you remember David, the shepherd boy who rose to defeat Goliath? The world underestimated him, just as it may have underestimated you. Yet with faith and purpose, David didn't just overcome his giant, he changed the course of history. Could your journey be preparing you to do the same? Your challenges are not stumbling blocks, but stepping stones, fueling your ascent to a destiny that others cannot comprehend. Limits? They crumble under the weight of your determination. Every obstacle in your path becomes an opportunity for growth and breakthrough. As Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." Could it be that every trial you face is meant to elevate you to heights you never imagined? You're the blueprint, the trailblazer, the phenomenon that defies explanation. They may try to analyze, imitate, or decode you, but they'll never fully grasp the magnitude of your calling. You don't just play by the rules of the game, you rewrite them entirely, redefining what is possible for God's chosen ones. Have you considered that your purpose is not just to succeed, but to transform the very world around you? As you continue to rise, let this truth guide you. Your power comes not from the validation of others, but from the unshakable foundation of God's favor. You are the storm, the change, and the light. What new heights will you reach when you fully embrace this divine identity? The possibilities are limitless, because you are walking in the steps God has prepared for you. Now that the truth has come to light, the moment to act is here. This hidden wealth is not merely a discovery, it is a divine provision, a pathway to the future God has always intended for you. But take this to heart. Not everyone around you needs to know the full extent of what is happening in your life. Blessings, while beautiful, come with the weight of responsibility. If you share your victories too openly or too soon, you risk inviting influences that may not align with your purpose. Have you ever considered that some may envy your breakthrough, question its legitimacy, or even attempt to undermine it? This is why you must guard your blessings carefully with wisdom and discernment. The riches being unveiled are yours alone to claim, entrusted to you for a reason. Take a moment to truly reflect on the magnitude of this opportunity. This is not just about wealth or material gain. It is about stepping fully into the power and destiny God has prepared for you. Remember Esther, who was told in Esther 4:14, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Could this be your appointed time? The moment when everything aligns for you to rise and reclaim what was always meant to be yours. You have endured too much, fought too hard, and sacrificed more than most to let hesitation or doubt rob you of this divine opportunity. The universe, crafted and sustained by God, has aligned this moment specifically for you. But divine timing calls for bold action. If you hesitate or allow fear to paralyze you, this window of opportunity could close. What is holding you back? Is it fear of failure, or is it the weight of your past struggles? Remember Joshua 1:9, which commands, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Trust in this promise as you move forward. Reclaiming your power also requires protecting your energy. There will be those who, intentionally or not, try to pull you back into doubt, fear, or confusion. Their negativity does not belong in this season of your life. You must stand firm and refuse to allow their influence to cloud your focus. What blessings might you unlock if you fully embrace the strength and clarity God has placed within you? This is your moment to rise, to act, and to step boldly into the destiny that has always been yours. This wealth stands as undeniable proof that you are chosen. It is a divine testament to the purpose God has placed upon your life. Not everyone will understand what it means to carry such a sacred title, and many may never recognize the trials you endured to reach this moment. Their opinions and judgments are insignificant. This blessing is not theirs to comprehend or claim, it is yours alone. God chose you, and His affirmation is all the validation you will ever need. Have you considered that every hardship, every tear, and every prayer brought you to this turning point? Now is the time to embrace a mindset of abundance and readiness. The struggles of your past were not in vain. They were part of God's refining process to prepare you for this very blessing. Consider the Israelites in the wilderness for 40 years. They endured trials that molded them into a nation ready to inherit the promised land. Similarly, the challenges you faced strengthened your spirit and sharpened your faith. But just as the Israelites had to cross the Jordan to claim their inheritance, you must now step boldly into what is being offered. Are you ready to leave the wilderness behind and enter your season of transformation? The time for struggle has ended. This is your time to rise, to claim, and to transform your life. Be decisive. Believe with unwavering conviction that you are deserving of this moment. As Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Your faith in this opportunity will be the bridge between the unseen and the realized. The rewards God has prepared for you require bold, relentless action without hesitation. You no longer need permission to claim what is already yours. The saboteur who tried to derail you, the delays that tested your patience, and the truths that remained hidden have all served a greater purpose. Every obstacle you overcame was a stepping stone preparing you to receive this divine gift. Reflect on Joseph's journey from the pit to the palace. Each trial positioned him for a greater purpose. Could it be that your own setbacks have been preparing you for a breakthrough far greater than you imagined? Do not let fear steal this chance to rewrite your story. This is your moment to break free from the chains of doubt, hesitation, and limitation. Will you rise and embrace the fullness of your calling? The power to step into your destiny has always been within you, and now is the time to claim it boldly. This is more than the discovery of hidden wealth. It is your second chance, a divine reset orchestrated by God Himself. You have been given the keys to unlock a door you once believed was closed forever. Behind this door lies the life you were always meant to live, a life that reflects your worth as one of God's chosen. Can you imagine what it feels like to finally move beyond survival mode, where every decision no longer feels like a desperate attempt to fight against lack or limitation? This wealth is not just financial. It is a tool designed to help you rebuild, heal, and create a life that truly mirrors the abundance God has promised you. Think of the freedom this brings. The crushing weight of debt that has shadowed you for so long can finally be lifted. Those dreams you once had to set aside because of financial constraints are now within reach. Imagine starting that business you've always envisioned, securing a future of stability and hope for your children, or simply experiencing the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are no longer enslaved by scarcity. In Deuteronomy 28, verse 12, it says, "The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of His bounty, to send rain on your land in season and to bless all the work of your hands." Could this moment be God opening the floodgates of heaven to bless you in ways you never thought possible? This is not about indulging in luxury. It is about stepping into liberation. It's about finally exhaling, about moving through life without the oppressive weight of not enough suffocating your every decision. But more importantly, this moment is not just about fixing the problems of your past. It's about opening doors to new opportunities. God did not align this blessing for you to remain where you are. Have you ever considered that this wealth is the fuel to propel you into a future of limitless possibilities? Imagine the ripple effects of this divine intervention. Think about the people you can now help, the legacy you can begin to build, and the example you will set for those who feel as stuck as you once did. Like the parable of the talents in Matthew 25, where the master entrusted his servants with resources to multiply, God is entrusting you with this blessing to steward wisely. What greater impact could you make by embracing this moment with faith and purpose? This is your time to step fully into the life God has been preparing for you. What will you create? Who will you inspire? The possibilities are endless, but one thing is certain. This wealth is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a life lived in alignment with your God-given destiny. This is your moment to step into leadership and become a living testament to what happens when faith meets action. Transformation doesn't happen in an instant, but it begins with one crucial step: belief. Belief that you are worthy of this opportunity. Belief that you have the wisdom and strength to steward it faithfully. This blessing did not find its way to you by coincidence. It was divinely placed in your hands because God knows you are ready. Have you ever stopped to consider that every struggle, every test, and every victory has been preparing you for this exact moment? The Bible reminds us in James 2:26 that faith without works is dead. Faith brought you to this point, but now action is required to take you further. Do not allow doubt to creep into your heart. You've proven your resilience through countless trials and hardships, demonstrating that you are more than capable of stepping into abundance. Think of Moses, who doubted his ability to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Yet with faith and action, he rose to fulfill his divine calling. What might you achieve if you embrace your own calling with the same boldness? This is more than an opportunity. It's a divine invitation to rewrite your story. You've earned the right to step into abundance, not because of luck, but because of your perseverance and unwavering faith. But to claim this blessing, you must act with courage and decisiveness. How many people let life-changing opportunities slip through their fingers because they fear stepping into the unknown? Not you. You've come too far, endured too much, to allow fear to hold you back. Now speak your readiness into existence. Declare it boldly, I step into my transformation. I am ready to claim my future. These words are not just affirmations. They are a proclamation of faith, a signal to God that you trust in His plan for your life. Remember in Mark 11:24, Jesus said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Do you truly believe in the greatness God has placed before you? This is your moment to rise, to step into the future that has been waiting for you all along. The door is open, the path is clear, and the opportunity is yours to seize. Will you move forward with the faith and courage of God's chosen? Say it with conviction, and let the world know you are ready to embrace your transformation and claim the destiny God has prepared for you. This is not the conclusion of your story. It is the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter. With this wealth, you are no longer confined by the limitations of your past. You stand at the threshold of a future filled with purpose, freedom, and the power to create meaningful change. The moment to act is now. This is your time to step boldly into the life that has been waiting for you. Declare your readiness. I unlock my future. These words are more than a statement. They are a proclamation of faith and intention. God rewards those who move with purpose and trust in His plan. Are you ready to claim everything you have prayed for and worked tirelessly to achieve? This wealth is no ordinary blessing. It carries divine significance. You were chosen to receive it, not merely for your own benefit, but because you have a greater purpose to fulfill. Think about Joseph's journey in the Bible. His rise from slavery to becoming Pharaoh's right-hand man was not accidental. It was a divinely orchestrated plan to position him as a savior for his people during a time of famine. Could it be that this blessing in your life is a similar calling to impact the lives of others in profound ways? The Bible teaches us in Proverbs 16:9 that in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. This wealth, this discovery, is not a random occurrence. It is a divine alignment entrusted to you because God has prepared you to carry its weight. Have you considered what this moment is calling you to become? This is not just a financial blessing. It is a tool to help you walk fully in your divine mission to fulfill the purpose that has been written into your life since the beginning. Take this as a reminder that your life holds meaning far beyond what you can currently see. What legacy will you create with this newfound freedom? What lives will you touch, and what impact will you make? This is your moment to rise into the role you were destined to embody. Step forward with faith, courage, and the understanding that this blessing is part of a larger plan designed not only to elevate you, but to uplift those around you. Will you embrace this calling and step into the future God has prepared for you? The choice is yours, and the time is now. This hidden account did not remain buried by coincidence. It was waiting patiently for the exact moment when you would be ready to handle it with wisdom, purpose, and alignment to a greater plan. God, in His perfect timing, has entrusted you with this blessing, knowing that you would not waste it, but instead use it to fulfill the purpose He has placed on your life. The time has come. This is not merely about achieving financial freedom. It's about creating a profound impact. It's about becoming a vessel through which others can be lifted, wounds can be healed, and lives can be transformed. Can you see how this moment fits into the bigger picture of your journey? This blessing is not about accumulating wealth for its own sake. It's about aligning your resources with God's higher purpose. Reflect on the struggles you've endured, the sleepless nights, the hard-fought battles, and the lessons learned in the fire of adversity. Each tear shed, each setback faced, has been part of God's preparation. Through these experiences, you've gained the wisdom, compassion, and clarity of purpose needed to steward this wealth responsibly. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope." Could it be that your suffering was shaping you for this very moment? Consider the story of Solomon. When God offered him anything he desired, Solomon chose wisdom, not wealth or power. Because of this selfless choice, God blessed him with both wisdom and unimaginable riches to lead his people effectively. What will you do with the blessings you've been given? How will you align this wealth with the purpose God has prepared for you? This is a call to step into your true power, to embrace your role as a leader and a guide. The resources entrusted to you are not simply for personal gain. They are tools to build something far greater. Imagine the lives you could touch, the opportunities you could create, and the hope you could inspire in others who feel lost or broken. You are being called to rise to be a beacon of light in a world that so desperately needs it. Will you answer that call? The choice is yours, and the potential for greatness lies within your hands. This blessing is not solely for your benefit. It is entrusted to you so that you may uplift others in need. You have been chosen to align with a purpose far greater than yourself. How will you use this opportunity to serve a higher good? Will you help someone close to you escape the chains of their struggles? Could you build something that leaves a lasting legacy, or give back to those who stood by you in your darkest moments? Wealth, when placed in the hands of the righteous, becomes a tool for transformation, and your hands were divinely chosen for this responsibility. This blessing carries with it a sacred duty. It is not just a gift, it is a tool to fulfill the purpose that has been imprinted on your soul since the beginning. Even in moments of doubt, when you questioned your worth or your path, there was always a quiet whisper deep within you, a reminder that your life held extraordinary meaning. That whisper was the voice of God, calling you to remember who you are. Jeremiah 29:11 assures us of this truth. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Could this moment be the unveiling of those plans? This blessing is not random. It is confirmation that you were right all along. God has seen your faithfulness, your resilience, and your willingness to rise despite the odds. He has been guiding you through every trial, preparing you for this exact moment. And now He is rewarding you with the resources to fulfill your divine mission. The time for wondering why you were chosen has passed. Your role now is to act with purpose, to embrace this gift, and to honor the higher calling it serves. What impact will you create with this blessing? How will you use it to glorify God and bring light to those who need it most? Remember the parable of the talents in Matthew 25, where the servants were entrusted with resources to multiply. The servant who acted boldly was praised, while the one who hid his talent out of fear was rebuked. You are called to be like the faithful servant, using what has been given to you to create abundance and serve others. This is your moment to step boldly into your purpose. The blessing is here. The guidance has been constant. Will you rise to the occasion and fulfill the mission you were always destined for? The choice is yours, but the path has already been prepared by the one who sees all. This blessing is far more than a gift. It is a legacy that has traversed the bounds of time and generations to reach you. It didn't appear by chance or emerge overnight. It was always destined to surface at this precise moment in your life, aligned with the divine plan. The hidden wealth uncovered in your name is deeply rooted in your lineage, a culmination of the sacrifices and struggles of those who came before you. Your ancestors walked this earth, enduring trials and tribulations, all with the hope that their descendants would one day rise to a life of freedom and fulfillment. That hope now rests with you. This is not merely a financial blessing. It is the fulfillment of promises that lay dormant, waiting for you to awaken and claim them. You are the chosen one, the one your ancestors dreamed of, the one who would inherit the fruits of their labor and faith. Reflect on the Israelites in Exodus, who carried the hopes of generations as they journeyed toward the promised land. Could this wealth represent your own promised land, a fulfillment of the dreams your lineage has carried for centuries? The burdens your ancestors bore, too heavy for them to lay down in their time, were carried with faith that their sacrifices would one day lead to liberation for their descendants. This blessing is part of that vision, a bridge between the hardships they endured and the opportunities now placed before you. Their struggles were not in vain. They paved the way for you to step into a story of restoration, redemption, and purpose. Have you ever considered that you are the answer to their prayers? The one who would rise to receive what they could only dream of. The discovery of this hidden wealth is a profound reminder that you are not alone. Your legacy stands with you, a testament to the strength and perseverance of those who came before you. But with this blessing comes responsibility. As Psalm 145:4 declares, "One generation shall commend your works to another and shall declare your mighty acts." How will you honor those who paved the way for you? Will you carry this legacy forward, using it not only to uplift yourself, but also to empower others? This is not just about receiving, it is about stewardship and purpose. How will you allow this blessing to transform the lives of those around you? The wealth entrusted to you is a sacred tool, meant to honor the sacrifices of the past while building a future filled with hope and abundance. Your ancestors walked in faith so that you could walk in freedom. Now it is your turn to carry the torch. Will you rise to the challenge and ensure their dreams live on through your actions? The choice is yours, and the legacy is waiting to be fulfilled. This is your moment to heal the wounds that have echoed through generations, to break the chains of lack and limitation that have bound your lineage, and to step boldly into the abundance that was always meant to be yours. This hidden wealth is not merely a financial blessing. It is undeniable proof that you were chosen by God to rewrite the narrative to transform your family story into one of triumph and hope. Imagine the joy of creating a future that your ancestors could only dream of, a future where their sacrifices and struggles are finally honored. Let this moment fill your heart with profound gratitude, not only for the blessing itself, but for the journey that led you here. Every trial you faced, every betrayal you've endured, and every moment of doubt that tested your faith was preparing you for this legacy. As Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Could it be that every hardship you endured was part of God's divine plan to bring you to this moment? Think of the generational patterns that may have seemed unbreakable, the struggles with scarcity, the cycles of fear or doubt. You now stand as the one chosen to break those cycles, to build a foundation of abundance for those who come after you. Consider the story of Ruth, who through her faith and determination transformed her lineage, becoming part of the ancestry of King David and even Jesus Christ himself. Like Ruth, your actions today have the power to impact generations to come. This wealth is not just an inheritance. It is a responsibility. It is a call to rise into the fullness of your purpose, to honor the journey of those who came before you by creating something greater. How will you use this blessing to heal, to grow, and to lead? Will you allow it to inspire others, to uplift those in need, and to leave a legacy of hope and empowerment? The journey that has brought you to this point was never easy, yet every challenge was essential. Each setback strengthened your resolve, each loss deepened your wisdom, and each betrayal clarified your vision. You were not chosen by chance for this moment, but by divine design. Now it is time for you to step fully into the legacy that has been prepared for you, one that honors the dreams of your ancestors and builds a future reflecting the abundance God has always intended for your life. Are you ready to embrace this calling and become the change that your lineage has awaited for generations? The hidden saboteur, the delays, and the struggles, all of it has crumbled because the truth was always destined to find its way to you. This moment was never a question of if, but of when. God has chosen you to carry this legacy forward, to receive and protect the gifts bestowed upon you. This blessing you now hold is so much more than financial abundance. It is an invitation to step into a new chapter of your life. In this new chapter, limitations no longer define you. The barriers of the past are broken, and you now live in alignment with the purpose God has set before you. This is not just a personal victory. It is a testament to the strength and resilience of your ancestors. Picture their prayers, their sacrifices, made with the hope that one day their struggles would bear fruit in the lives of their descendants. That hope now rests in your hands. As Isaiah 61:7 promises, instead of your shame you will receive a double portion, and instead of disgrace you will rejoice in your inheritance. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours. Could this wealth, this newfound abundance, be the double portion God has promised as a reward for the perseverance of generations? This legacy is not something to simply possess. It is a treasure to unlock, nurture, and build upon. Like the parable of the talents in Matthew 25, where the servants were entrusted with resources to multiply, you have been entrusted with this blessing to create something far greater. What you do with it will determine not only your future, but the future of all who will come after you. Will you rise to this challenge and multiply the blessings entrusted to you? How will you use it to honor those who paved the way for you? How will you ensure that this gift becomes a foundation for those who follow? Consider this moment as a turning point, not just for you, but for your entire lineage. The hidden saboteur could not stop this blessing because it was divinely appointed for you. The delays and struggles only served to prepare you, sharpening your resolve and deepening your understanding of its value. Now, as you step into this new chapter, you carry not only the weight of this gift, but also the dreams and hopes of those who came before you. Will you rise to the occasion and use this wealth to create a life that reflects the strength and resilience of your lineage? This legacy is yours to claim, yours to protect, and yours to grow. What will you do with this extraordinary opportunity? The choice is yours, but the path has already been prepared for you. Step forward boldly and embrace the life you were always meant to live. This blessing is a profound symbol of trust, not random, but a deliberate acknowledgement from God that you are ready to fulfill your divine role. It stands as a powerful reminder that you are deeply connected to something greater than yourself, an external force that is guiding and sustaining you. This is not just a gift, it is a call to action, a moment that demands boldness, clarity, and unwavering faith. As you step into this new chapter of your life, let this wealth remind you that you are part of a larger story, one written by the hand of the Creator. Your ancestors, who carried their burdens with hope, and the sacrifices they made in faith, all culminate in this moment. You are the answer to their prayers, the one chosen to rise and transform the legacy they dreamed of into reality. Will you honor their sacrifices by walking boldly into the destiny that God has prepared for you? Now is the time to act, not with hesitation, but with the certainty that comes from knowing you are guided by a higher purpose. As Joshua 1:9 encourages, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This is your moment to claim the legacy that has always been yours, to step fully into the abundance and purpose that await you. Declare your readiness. I trust God's plan. These words are more than a declaration. They are an acknowledgement that you are prepared to carry this legacy forward, not just for yourself, but for those who will follow in your footsteps. The universe has spoken, and God is walking with you into a life of abundance, transformation, and impact. Will you embrace this moment and let it propel you into the purpose you were always destined to fulfill? This is your time, your calling, and your legacy to claim. Step forward boldly and trust that you are never alone on this journey. Before we part ways, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your ongoing support. If you feel inspired, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss anything that comes from God's plan. May God's blessings and tranquility surround you in this year. You are favored, selected, and destined for greatness. Thank you for being a valued member of this community. And may this year bring you ever nearer to the divine calling that awaits you.
Have you ever felt as though something was missing from your life? A crucial piece that, once found, could unlock your true destiny? Perhaps you've been living under the shadow of unseen forces, a life that feels as though it's being steered by dark powers, subtly manipulating your every move. Yet deep within you, there lies the truth that the divine plan of God is greater than any obstacle or dark influence. This is the moment when your awareness shifts, when you awaken to the reality that what was once obscured is now within reach. By embracing the clarity that God's plan offers, you can reclaim the life that was always meant for you, a life that reflects your highest purpose and true potential. It is in the discovery of this missing piece that your destiny begins to unfold. What if the missing piece to your destiny wasn't something you needed to search for, but something that had been deliberately concealed? What if, right now, an extraordinary truth was being uncovered, a hidden treasure tied to your name, filled with potential and prosperity beyond your imagination? Why has this secret been buried for so long? Who would gain from keeping you in the dark? And perhaps the most pressing question, why is this truth emerging now, at this precise moment in your life? The answers may surprise you, for this isn't just a story, it's your story. Someone, perhaps out of fear, envy, or selfish ambition, chose to hide this blessing from you. Yet the universe has its way of balancing the scales, ensuring that what was meant for you can no longer be denied. Now, the time has come. The veil of secrecy has been lifted, and the blessings that were once hidden are ready to flow into your life. This moment isn't just a revelation, it's a divine turning point, a call for you to embrace what has always been yours. Have you ever felt that your life was meant for more? That there was a purpose, a plan, waiting just beyond the horizon of your current circumstances? That inner knowing wasn't a coincidence, it was the voice of destiny urging you forward. As Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous." What is being revealed to you now is not just an inheritance of material value, it is a sign of divine justice, a restoration of all that was lost or delayed. The struggles you faced, the obstacles you've overcome, were not in vain. They were preparing you for this moment, sharpening your faith and resilience so that you would be ready to receive what was destined to be yours. Just as the dawn breaks after the longest night, your season of abundance has arrived. This is your choice to make. Will you step forward with courage and claim the blessings that have been waiting for you? Will you let go of fear and doubt and embrace this new chapter of your life with open arms? The path ahead is filled with possibility, but it begins with a single step of faith. What was hidden is now revealed. What was lost is now restored. The time has come for you to rise and take hold of the treasures that have been waiting for you all along. This is your moment. Will you seize it? Like Joseph in Genesis 41, who rose from the pit to the palace, your journey of trials and tribulations has led you to this moment. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, and every moment of hardship was not wasted. They were the fires that refined you, shaping you for the incredible purpose now unfolding before you. Your time has come to rise, to reclaim what was always meant to be yours, and to step into the destiny that has been waiting patiently for you. Can you feel it? The stirring in your spirit, the undeniable pull of something greater. This is not just a fleeting feeling, it is the call of destiny. No longer will you wait in the shadows of fear or doubt. It's time to boldly declare, "I reclaim my blessings," and step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. But this moment requires more than faith, it requires action. As James 2:26 reminds us, faith without works is dead. Your faith and perseverance have brought you to the brink of breakthrough, but now it's your turn to act. Will you rise to the occasion? Will you step forward in confidence and claim what is rightfully yours? The choice is yours, and when you make it, there will be no looking back. For too long, you've watched others walk into their blessings while you faced obstacle after obstacle. Perhaps you've wondered why life seemed so unfair, why your efforts and sacrifices seemed to yield so little. But those struggles were not signs of abandonment, they were signs of preparation. Through every setback, God was working behind the scenes, aligning everything for this divine moment. God has seen your pain. He has heard your prayers, the ones whispered in the stillness of the night, the ones filled with desperation and longing. And though it may have felt like heaven was silent, God's timing is perfect. This moment, this revelation is His answer. It is His way of saying, "You were never forgotten. I have always been with you." What has been hidden is now being revealed. What was delayed is now being restored. This is not a random coincidence. It is the fulfillment of God's promise to you. Let this be a reminder of Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. You have sowed seeds of faith through every trial. You have persisted when it seemed impossible, and now the harvest is here. The abundance, the blessings, the fulfillment you've been waiting for, they are all within your grasp. So, what will you do? Will you step boldly into this new chapter of your life, leaving behind the doubts and fears of the past? Will you embrace the blessings God has prepared for you with open arms? This is your moment. The doors of abundance are swinging open. Your prayers have been answered, your faith has been rewarded, and the path to your destiny is clear. Rise, beloved one, for the time is now. The future you've dreamed of is unfolding, and the life you were meant to live is finally here. Claim it, embrace it, live it. Can you see it now? Every tear you've cried, every moment of frustration, and every season of waiting has been part of a greater plan. God has been working behind the scenes all along, aligning circumstances, softening hearts, and orchestrating events to bring you to this moment of breakthrough. This is your season of harvest, the season where every seed of faith, every step of perseverance, and every prayer whispered in faith begins to bear fruit. The trials you endured were never meant to break you but to build you. They refined your character, deepened your faith, and prepared you to handle the incredible blessings that are now unfolding. What you are experiencing is not just coincidence, it is the manifestation of God's promises. As Isaiah 4:17 declares, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Those who sought to derail your journey or steal what was rightfully yours now stand in awe as God's justice prevails. Can you feel the power of this moment? This is the culmination of all that was promised to you. Those who acted out of envy, who believed they could bury your blessings and hold you back, are now witnessing the crumbling of their plans. What they meant for harm, God has turned into good, just as He did for Joseph. This is divine justice in motion, balancing the scales and ensuring that no force on earth can stand against what God has ordained for you. Jesus reminds us in Luke 12:2, "There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed or hidden that will not be made known." The blessings, opportunities, and truths that were hidden from you are now being brought into the light. The chains of delay and deceit have been shattered, and the path to your abundance is clear. Can you imagine the shock of those who doubted you, who underestimated the power of God working in your life? They now see the truth, that what God has promised cannot be stolen, delayed, or denied. This moment is a testament to the unwavering faithfulness of God. As Psalm 7:28 assures us, "For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake His faithful ones." So now the question remains, what will you do with this moment? Will you step boldly into the blessings that have always been yours? Will you trust that God's timing is perfect, that His justice is true, and that His promises never fail? This is more than just a moment of restoration. It is a moment of transformation. It is a reminder that you were never forgotten, that every promise spoken over your life is now being fulfilled. The opportunity is here, the doors are open, and the blessings are pouring in. Rise up, beloved one, and take hold of what God has prepared for you. Step forward with confidence, knowing that no weapon, no obstacle, no force of man or darkness can take away what has been divinely appointed to you. This is your moment, your season of restoration, your time of abundance, your divine turning point. Claim it, embrace it, live it. The legacy that has been hidden is now yours to behold. The justice you prayed for is here, and the future you dreamed of is finally within reach. Your journey has been a battle, hasn't it? To the world, your life may appear as a series of unrelated events, a patchwork of highs and lows that seem to tell no cohesive story. But you know the truth. Behind the veil of your outward life lies a tale of perseverance, one that even the strongest might struggle to endure. How many tears have you shed in the silence of the night when no one else could see your pain? How many prayers have you whispered, wondering if they would ever reach heaven's ears? You've carried the weight of seasons that seemed unending, seasons of betrayal, loss, and confusion. You've felt the sharp sting of abandonment and the aching emptiness of unanswered questions. And yet, against all odds, you've continued to rise. How did you do it? What was it that kept you moving forward when the weight of the world seemed too heavy to bear? Perhaps it was something deep within you, a flicker of hope that refused to be extinguished, or perhaps it was something beyond you, the silent hand of God holding you steady, guiding you even when the road ahead seemed shrouded in darkness. Remember the words of the Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." Could it be that through every hardship, every trial, God's strength was sustaining you? That even when you felt lost in the shadows, He was lighting the way for the moment now unfolding before you? Think of Joseph's story once again, a life that seemed doomed to despair, marked by betrayal, slavery, and injustice. And yet every trial brought him closer to the fulfillment of his divine purpose. He rose from the pit to the palace, from the depths of despair to the heights of greatness. Could it be that, like Joseph, your struggles were never a sign of defeat, but of preparation? Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every obstacle you've overcome, they were not in vain. You are being refined, shaped, and strengthened. Like gold purified in fire, your character and spirit have been tempered by the heat of life's challenges. What if the very trials you thought would break you were in fact building you? What if your suffering was the foundation upon which your greatest blessings are now being built? And now, here you stand, on the brink of something extraordinary. This revelation, this blessing that has been hidden in plain sight, is not random. It is the manifestation of a divine promise, a culmination of every moment of faith, endurance, and trust in God's plan. This is not just a reward for your perseverance, it is a testament to your calling. Not everyone can carry the weight of such a blessing, but you were chosen. You have been prepared through every trial, every storm, every dark night of the soul, and now the time has come. The doors of your destiny are swinging open, revealing a future more extraordinary than you could have dreamed. So, what will you do with this moment? Will you step boldly into the purpose that God has been preparing you for? Will you embrace the fullness of His promises and trust that every struggle has led you here for a reason? This is your time to rise, to step out of the shadows and into the light of your destiny. What lies ahead is more than a blessing. It is the fulfillment of a divine plan, the realization of the person you were always meant to become. The trials you face have not only prepared you, they have proven that you are strong enough to carry the abundance, the purpose, and the legacy that is now yours. Step forward, beloved one. The time has come to live the life you were destined for. You have been refined, you have been chosen, and now you are ready. The legacy hidden for so long is now in your hands. Will you take it? Will you embrace it? Will you live it? The choice is yours, and your moment is now. Have you ever truly stopped to ask yourself why you? Why were you chosen for such an extraordinary journey, a path paved with trials, yet brimming with divine purpose? It is no accident that you find yourself standing here, at the edge of something so profound. You are here because you were destined to be here, because only someone with your strength, your resilience, and your unwavering faith could endure what you've endured and still rise. Your journey has been one of refinement, much like silver purified in the fire. As Psalm 66:12 reminds us, the burdens you carried, the trials you faced, were not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Every moment of pain, every challenge that seemed insurmountable, was shaping you, strengthening you, and aligning you with the extraordinary purpose God had for your life. Think of Job, who lost everything, his wealth, his health, his family, yet never turned his back on God. His unwavering faith became the foundation for his restoration. God didn't just return Job to where he had been, He elevated him to greater heights than he could have ever imagined. Do you see the parallel in your own life? Your trials were never about taking something from you. They were about building you for the transformation you are now stepping into. What if every tear you shed was a drop of rain preparing the soil of your soul for this moment of harvest? Every sleepless night, every pang of doubt, every whispered prayer was part of a divine orchestration. You weren't forgotten. On the contrary, every moment of struggle was seen, every act of faith noted, and every step forward, even when you couldn't see the path, was part of a bigger plan. And now, here you are, standing at the threshold of abundance, a place you were always meant to reach. But this blessing, this moment, is about far more than material wealth. It is evidence of the unseen work God has been doing within you. While others may have looked at you and seen struggle, God saw preparation. There were moments when doubt whispered that you weren't enough, that your efforts were in vain. Yet you kept going. You kept planting seeds of faith, kindness, and patience even when the harvest seemed like a distant dream. Galatians 6:9 promises, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And now, that proper time has come. This blessing is not just a reward for your endurance, it's a divine affirmation. God is saying, "I saw every sacrifice, every act of faith, every time you chose to trust me when the world told you not to. Those moments were not forgotten. They were preparing you for something greater than you could imagine." Can you feel the shift in your spirit? The undeniable sense that everything you've been through has led you here, to this new chapter of favor and blessing? This is your divine turning point, the moment where your story takes on a new light. But this is just the beginning. Your blessing is not just about receiving, it's about stepping into the fullness of your purpose. The struggles you've overcome have equipped you to walk this new path with wisdom, humility, and grace. You are no longer defined by the trials you faced, but by the strength and faith that carried you through them. So, beloved, what will you do now? The doors of abundance are open before you, and the promise of restoration is unfolding. Will you step forward with courage, ready to embrace the purpose for which you were created? The seeds you have sown in faith, the moments of kindness and patience, have grown into a harvest far greater than you dared to dream. The choice is yours. Will you step boldly into the destiny God has prepared for you, trusting that every tear, every trial, every moment of perseverance was worth it? This is your moment, your season, your divine legacy revealed. Rise up and claim it, for the blessings waiting for you are as limitless as the faith you carried through the storm. There were countless nights when the weight of your struggles felt unbearable, when it seemed as though the pain of betrayal, the sting of missed opportunities, and the silence of unanswered prayers would never end. Yet even in those moments, you chose to stand. While others might have crumbled under the weight of such trials, you allowed yourself to be shaped by them. You refused to give up, even when giving up seemed like the easier choice. And now, as the dawn of a new chapter breaks, it's clear that your perseverance was not in vain. This moment is more than a reward. It is a revelation of who you have become. You are not the same person who began this journey. The hardships you face have refined you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You've been molded into the kind of person who can handle the weight of the blessings now being revealed to you. This isn't just an ending to the pain, it's the beginning of a story marked by restoration, abundance, and purpose. Joseph's story echoes your own. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly, he could have given up hope. But instead, he remained steadfast, trusting in God's plan even when his circumstances seemed insurmountable. His trials, which could have crushed him, were the very tools God used to prepare him for greatness. And when his moment came, Joseph rose not just for his own sake, but to save the lives of many, including the very family who had wronged him. Could it be that your own trials have been preparing you for a similar purpose? Every setback you faced, every obstacle that seemed impossible to overcome, has been positioning you for this divine breakthrough. What if every moment of suffering was a stepping stone, not to destruction, but to elevation? Now, as you stand on the threshold of a new season, you are faced with a pivotal question. What will you do with this divine opportunity? Will you embrace it fully, stepping boldly into the purpose God has prepared for you? The blessings being revealed to you now are not just for your benefit. They are a testament to God's faithfulness and a reminder of the impact you are meant to have on the lives of others. This hidden account, this newfound abundance, is more than just a symbol of financial blessing. It is a tangible reminder that God sees every tear, every sleepless night, and every act of quiet faith. Each trial you endured was part of a greater plan, one that is now unfolding before your eyes. And yet, this is only the beginning. This moment is not the culmination of your story, but the foundation of a new chapter. You are being called to step into a role far greater than you may have imagined, one where your influence, wisdom, and strength will inspire and uplift others. Just as Joseph's rise to power was not just for his own benefit, but to fulfill a divine purpose, so too is your breakthrough meant to ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you. As you take your first steps into this new season, remember that every challenge you faced was preparing you for this moment. Your story is one of triumph, resilience, and divine faithfulness. Let this new chapter be a testament to the power of perseverance and the unwavering promises of God. So now, as the blessings pour into your life, the question remains, how will you use them? Will you allow them to transform not just your circumstances, but the lives of others? Will you rise to the occasion, stepping boldly into the purpose for which you were created? This is your moment to flourish. The struggles of the past have been left behind, and the future is wide open before you. Step forward with faith, knowing that every tear, every trial, every act of endurance was part of a divine plan to prepare you for this very moment. The door to your destiny is open. Step through it, and let the story of your life become a testament to the power of God's promises fulfilled. The realization settled into your heart like the first rays of dawn after a long night. This hidden account, this extraordinary blessing that has come into your life was not a coincidence. It was a divine orchestration, a confirmation that your faith, perseverance, and endurance have not been in vain. Every prayer whispered in the silence, every tear shed in solitude, every choice to keep believing when the odds were stacked against you, all of it has led you to this moment. This is the moment where the pieces of your journey come together, revealing the masterpiece God has been crafting all along. The struggles you once thought were setbacks were in fact stepping stones, carefully placed to prepare you for this season of breakthrough. Just as Romans 8:28 promises, all things, every heartache, every trial, every victory have worked together for your good. Consider the path of David, who spent years tending sheep, living a life that seemed insignificant to others. But those moments, hidden away from the eyes of the world, were his preparation. It was in those fields, facing lions and bears, that David's strength, courage, and faith were forged. When the time came for him to step into his destiny as king, he was ready not because of the throne, but because of the trials that had shaped him. Like David, you have had your own season of preparation. The challenges you faced were not meaningless. They were the fire that refined you, the furnace that molded you into someone who could not only receive great blessings, but also steward them with wisdom, humility, and grace. Every moment of doubt, every prayer that seemed unanswered, was part of the grand design that brought you here. Now, as this blessing is revealed, it is not just a symbol of abundance, it is a testament to the journey you've walked. It's a reminder that every hardship you've endured was a chapter in a story written by God, a story of resilience, transformation, and divine favor. This blessing is your crown, not just of wealth or success, but of life itself, the life God always intended for you. Declare it boldly, "I honor my struggles, for they led me to my blessings." Let this declaration become your anthem, a reminder of the truth that your trials were not wasted. They were the proof of your faith, the evidence of your trust in a God who never left your side. But this is not the end. This is just the beginning of a new chapter, one where you are called to step boldly into your purpose. The blessings you've received are not just for you, they are tools for a greater mission. Just as Joseph's rise to power was not for his own benefit, but to save countless lives, your blessings carry a divine responsibility. What will you do with this gift? Will you use it to inspire, uplift, and transform the lives of others? Will you let it become a beacon of hope, a testimony of what faith and perseverance can achieve? As you step into this new season, remember James 1:12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised." You have stood the test, you have persevered, and now the crown of life, the reward of your unwavering faith, is yours to claim. Step forward with confidence, for this is your time. The struggles of the past have given way to the blessings of the present, and the future holds even greater promise. You are not just a survivor of trials, you are a victor, a testament to the power of faith in the fulfillment of God's promises. The door to your destiny has opened wide. Walk through it with boldness, for your time has come. The crown is yours. Wear it with gratitude, humility, and the knowledge that this is only the beginning of a greater story yet to unfold. This hidden account is a testament to your journey. It is not just about material wealth, but a living proof that God has been with you every step of the way. This blessing serves as a reminder that your path has always been part of His divine plan. Now, as you step into this new chapter, take a moment to reflect. How will you use this blessing to honor God and further the purpose He has placed in your life? This is not just about what you have received, but about how you will use it to continue the work He has called you to do. The road behind you, filled with challenges and pain, was never meant to break you. It was designed to strengthen you, to prepare you for the abundance ahead. The hidden truths, the secret account, the betrayal, it was all part of the process. There was a force working tirelessly in the shadows, trying to keep you in the dark. But now, the truth has come to light. What was once hidden has now been revealed. Someone close to you, someone you trusted, knew about this wealth, someone who had the means and power to manipulate the situation. Yet, they chose to betray you. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate act of selfishness, a betrayal of trust, and a decision to put their own desires above your well-being. Could it have been someone you considered a confidant, a friend, or even a family member? The betrayal stings, especially when it comes from someone you believed had your back. Psalm 55:12-14 captures the pain of betrayal. "If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it, but it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship." These words resonate deeply, don't they? It is painful when someone you trusted, someone you were close to, turns against you. But remember, this betrayal, while painful, was part of the process. It served as a catalyst for your growth, a wake-up call to show you that not everyone who claims to be in your corner truly has your best interest at heart. There were moments, subtle yet significant, when you sensed something was off. The unspoken tension, the distance that grew between you and certain individuals, the feelings that something was hidden just out of sight. Perhaps you dismissed these feelings as overthinking, but deep down, you knew something wasn't right. That was God speaking to you, guiding you, protecting you from what was to come. Now, as the truth comes to light, you can see that what was hidden was always meant to be revealed. The wealth that was kept from you, the blessings that were stolen, are now being returned to you. This is your moment of restoration. The betrayal you experienced will not have the final say. God has the final word, and His word is one of justice, restoration, and abundance. It's time for you to step into the fullness of what has always been yours. Their actions were never hidden from God, and neither were your struggles. While they thought they could control the narrative, manipulate circumstances, and bury the truth, they were simply playing into a divine plan much greater than their understanding. Proverbs 15:3 reminds us, "The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good." Their deceit, their schemes to suppress your blessings, were always within God's sight. He saw the hidden manipulation, the silent sabotage, and now he is revealing the truth. Think back to those moments when you felt as though something was holding you back, unseen forces preventing you from moving forward. That wasn't just bad luck or your imagination. That was the weight of the deceitful actions against you, the invisible chains meant to keep you down. But here's the unshakable truth. No matter how hard they tried to keep you buried in darkness, God's light has shone through. Divine justice has always been at work. The betrayal you endured was never meant to destroy you. It has only paved the way for your elevation. This revelation, this uncovering, is not just a financial blessing, it's a spiritual one. It's a reminder that no darkness can overpower God's light. The truth that was once hidden is now being brought into the open. Even in the face of betrayal, God was with you, guarding you, and orchestrating this moment of justice. The true sting of betrayal often lies in its unexpected source. It's painful when it comes from those you trusted most, those you confided in, who knew your dreams and your heart. Why would they act this way? Was it fear of your potential, insecurity, or jealousy? Their betrayal wasn't about your weaknesses, but about their own insecurities and fears. They believed they could control your path, but in doing so, they set into motion the very events that would lead to their own exposure. Luke 8:17 says, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." Their secrets are now being revealed. Their efforts to keep you in the dark, to suppress your growth, have been exposed for what they truly were, an act of fear, manipulation, and greed. They underestimated the power of God's hand in your life. They didn't realize that no scheme, no matter how well hidden, can stand against God's divine will for you. Now, as the truth unfolds and the blessings that were once kept from you are returned, you can see that every struggle, every setback, and every painful moment was part of a greater plan. It wasn't in vain. Through every betrayal, God was refining you, preparing you for the magnitude of His blessings. You are now stepping into a season where nothing can hold you back. It's your time to shine, to rise, to claim the inheritance that was always meant for you. The time for your breakthrough has arrived. The road ahead is clear, and it is paved with the blessings you have earned through your faith, perseverance, and trust in God's timing. Consider the story of Haman in the book of Esther. His jealousy and deceit led him to build a gallows to hang Mordecai, yet in the end, Haman was the one who hung on the very gallows he had built. His schemes, born from jealousy and pride, backfired. This story serves as a powerful reminder that those who work to bring others down often find themselves trapped in the very snares they set. Your adversaries thought their betrayal would stay hidden, but God's justice has revealed it, and now their power over you has dissolved. Galatians 6:7 teaches us, "Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Their actions, driven by greed, jealousy, and manipulation, will return to them. They sowed seeds of dishonesty and sabotage, and now they will reap the consequences. The blessing they tried to keep from you has already been returned, and now, standing in the light of truth, their influence over your life is gone. Their attempts to rob you of your peace and your destiny have failed. Divine justice has brought their deceit into the open, and now you stand on the other side of this trial stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the blessings that are now yours. The scales have tipped in your favor, and the light of truth has illuminated your path. No more shadows, no more manipulation, no more deceit, only the abundant life God has promised you. Now you are free to step into the fullness of what has been waiting for you all along. No one can stop what God has ordained for you. The time for your rise is now. You have endured, you have overcome, and now you will thrive. This moment of revelation is not just a victory, it is a declaration of the unshakable power of divine justice. It's a confirmation that no matter how dark the path, God's plans for you will always prevail. As you move forward, let go of any bitterness or anger that may try to take root. Understand that their betrayal was never meant to define your worth. It simply revealed the depth of their own weaknesses and insecurities. You, however, are rising above the wounds they inflicted, standing tall in the light of God's truth. What they thought would harm you has instead become a testament to your strength and the unwavering purpose that God has for your life. Just as Joseph understood in Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." So too have your trials been woven into a greater story, one that brings forth good, not just for you, but for all who are connected to your journey. Every difficulty has shaped you, prepared you, and positioned you for this very moment. The blessings that were once concealed are now being revealed, and they are yours to claim without hesitation. These blessings are not merely financial, they are a manifestation of God's justice and favor. They are a reflection of His enduring promise that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Those who sought to suppress your rise may have succeeded for a time, but their success was fleeting, for the hand of God was always on you, orchestrating your victory from the start. This is your time to step forward with confidence, knowing that no force can stand against what God has destined for you. You are walking into a season of fulfillment, purpose, and abundance. It is time for you to claim what is rightfully yours. The battles are behind you, and now, with each new day, you are walking in the glory of God's promises. The darkness that once sought to envelop you has been overcome by His light. The time for your breakthrough has come, and it will be evident to all that the hand of God has guided you every step of the way. Do you realize how often God has shielded you from greater harm? How many times, when the weight of deception felt unbearable, God was quietly protecting you, steering you away from pitfalls you couldn't even see? This moment is a testament to His constant presence in your life, ensuring that His plans for you could never be thwarted. The saboteurs, though they may have seemed powerful, could never win, for God's purpose for you is unstoppable. As Proverbs 4:23 wisely advises, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. As you step into this season of healing and restoration, protect your dreams and your peace. Not everyone around you shares in your joy or is cheering for your success. Have you ever sensed a coldness or envy from those you once considered friends? Let that teach you the power of discretion. Some victories come from keeping silent, letting God reveal what needs to be revealed, and trusting that His justice will always uncover the truth in His perfect timing. Now, as you embrace the fullness of your blessings, remember that the power others tried to steal from you was never truly theirs to take. You have always been chosen by God, destined for greatness. No scheme, no betrayal, no act of malice can ever change the plans He has set for you. Declare with me, I rise above betrayal, as a proclamation of your victory. This is your time to heal, to grow, and to boldly walk into the new season God has prepared for you. Will you step forward with faith and courage, embracing all that is being restored to you? The choice is yours, and the time is now. You are more than just chosen. You are the embodiment of transformation. You are the force that will reshape everything around you, the storm that is rewriting the rules of what is possible. Like a divine wind, you are breaking chains that have held others captive for generations, bringing freedom and new life to those around you. As they stand by, stunned and confused by your rise, you are laying the foundation for an entirely new reality, one that is built on God's unshakable promises and driven by His unbreakable will. This is your moment of transformation. This is your moment of destiny. What once seemed impossible is now unfolding before your eyes, and nothing can stop the divine momentum that is propelling you forward. Embrace it, for the best is yet to come. The obstacles are gone, the chains are broken, and you are soaring to heights you never thought possible. With God guiding you every step of the way, there is nothing that can stand against the path He has carved for you. You have entered into a season of elevation. You've been tested, you've been tried, but now you are ready to step into your rightful place. The journey that once seemed long and uncertain now reveals itself to be the very path that has shaped you into the person you were always meant to be. Keep your heart open, your faith strong, and your eyes fixed on the incredible future that awaits you. It's your time to shine. The world is about to witness the manifestation of God's promises in your life. This is not just a victory over your adversaries. This is a victory that will impact those around you, bringing hope and inspiration to all who witness the work of God in your life. Walk confidently, for the Lord is with you, and He will continue to guide you into new levels of success, peace, and fulfillment. Do you remember David, the shepherd boy who rose to defeat Goliath? The world underestimated him, just as it may have underestimated you. Yet, with faith and purpose, David didn't just overcome his giant, he changed the course of history. Could your journey be preparing you to do the same? Your challenges are not stumbling blocks but stepping stones, fueling your ascent to a destiny that others cannot comprehend. Limits? They crumble under the weight of your determination. Every obstacle in your path becomes an opportunity for growth and breakthrough. Each trial is sculpting you, refining your strength, and building a resilience that will carry you through every battle ahead. As Isaiah 0:31 reminds us, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Could it be that every trial you face is meant to elevate you to heights you never imagined? These struggles are not meant to break you, but to propel you into a place of greater glory. You're the blueprint, the trailblazer, the phenomenon that defies explanation. They may try to analyze, imitate, or decode you, but they'll never fully grasp the magnitude of your calling. You don't just play by the rules of the game, you rewrite them entirely, redefining what is possible for God's chosen ones. You are a living testament to the divine potential that resides within every believer who dares to trust fully in God's plan. Have you considered that your purpose is not just to succeed, but to transform the very world around you? As you continue to rise, let this truth guide you. Your power comes not from the validation of others, but from the unshakable foundation of God's favor. You are the storm, the change, and the light. Your life is meant to be a beacon, drawing others to the same faith and strength that have carried you this far. What new heights will you reach when you fully embrace this divine identity? The possibilities are limitless because you are walking in the steps God has prepared for you. His plan for your life is not confined by the world's limitations or expectations. As you embrace your true purpose, you will transcend every boundary, reaching heights that are beyond what anyone